Hi, welcome. On this video, I'd like to discuss the issue of how physical touch happens via the relational script and why it's really important to make sure you have very clean technique. Clean technique, when I talk about clean technique, we're talking about it represents language. That's the thing to understand about clean technique and language with the dog making sense of what you're doing. And so this is why oftentimes one thing that's very common with people is rubbing action, and whether it's incidental rubbing action as they're putting their hands on the dog to bring them into the position, as they're setting up, creating the moment, as they're moving their hand, say from the down position where their hand is on the dog's lower hind area and bringing it up to the push-pull is a contact or rubbing. You really want to be careful with any rubbing action, any sort of touch that way with dogs, especially because the thing to understand is they equate that to control. And so when you see, and you'll see it, I've seen it before. You'll see dogs that they get rubbed a certain way, they'll get aggressive because it represents so much control and power to them. So, but that's the thing about understanding the issue of why it's so critical to make sure that the technique is very clean, because again, just picture it as part of speaking language to the dog, language that is consistent, it's clear, and it's all following the same path, and that path is about changing the perceptions of the dog. And so again, when you're starting to switch control, any rubbing action on the body or even touch, sometimes make sure that keep a little bit of spacing. The dog's beside you. Make sure the dog's don't want the dog leaning on you that way, because again, it'll affect how you think. It'll affect how the dog thinks. So very important to have very clean technique. You want to make sure that when you're pushing onto the dog's shoulders, it's straight in. It's meant to create a moment. It's meant to speak language, and it's meant to create change. So again, very important. This is one, again, I want to mention this one common error that a lot of people will make, but again, it's something you really want to be aware of. Is everything you do has meaning. It has meaning to the dog based on what's been established, and so in order to change perceptions, it's all about making sure the method itself holds true. It has integrity in that. It speaks clear language to the dog. So very, very want to be very, very aware that you don't want any rubbing action that way. You want to keep yourself in the same way of thinking. It's all about leadership, confidence, about speaking clear language. So thanks for watching.